Press the bell icon and never miss an update from Pharma Knowledge.
So what I was telling about RNA polymerase of E. coli was you will have 2 alpha, 1 beta along with 1 beta dash, which will form a part of your core enzyme. Your core enzyme along with another polypeptide subunit sigma factor will together make up holoenzyme. That same thing is being written over here. A simple enzyme which can be called as DNA dependent RNA polymerase or simply RNA polymerase as well. This will synthesize your RNAs in prokaryotes. So we are into transcription in prokaryotes as of now. With regards to your transcription in prokaryotes, the enzyme involved is RNA polymerase or dependent RNA polymerase. This RNA polymerase of E. coli has 5 polypeptide subunits which are being shown over here, 2 alpha, 1 beta, 1 beta dash along with sigma factor. And if you take into account the enzyme without sigma factor, so if I'm removing this sigma factor, the enzyme without sigma factor is referred as core enzyme. So your core enzyme's composition is alpha 2 meaning 2 times alpha, 1 beta and 1 beta dash. I hope you have noted down things from this slide as well. Ensure you remember core enzyme का composition क्या है, sigma factor and core enzyme make up your holoenzyme. Alright, let's go ahead. Don't forget the composition basically. So this is the entire process of transcription in prokaryotes. So we saw to a good extent replication. So replication had 2 different graphs. Replication in prokaryotes had a simple flowchart. Same way replication in eukaryotes had a flowchart. On parallel lines, even here you have a flowchart. What you need to take care over here, just like replication is, focus only on the events which are occurring in this entire cycle. No need to memorize anything. Everything is being depicted over here. So if you understand this entire cycle, the chapter gets easy, the topic gets easy. So don't go to rectify things. First thing to tell you all, when it comes to transcription in prokaryotes, it basically involves 3 steps: initiation, elongation, and termination. There are 3 steps which are involved when I'm talking about transcription in prokaryotes: initiation, elongation, and termination. During initiation, the enzyme what we saw in the last slide, the previous slide, which was DNA dependent RNA polymerase. DNA dependent RNA polymerase binds to promoter site. Just like in replication we were having some specific sites for binding, जहाँ पे DNA protein bind हो रहा था, जहाँ पे protein bind हो रहा था. It was origin of replication if you remember. In case of replication, same in transcription, the binding of your RNA polymerase enzyme, or another name for your RNA polymerase enzyme, DNA dependent RNA polymerase, it also binds at specific region of your DNA template. Here that specific region of your DNA template is nothing but promoter site. तो आपका जो enzyme है DNA dependent RNA polymerase, it will bind to specific promoter site only. So firstly, your DNA template is the entire one which is consisting of one promoter site. Promoter site पे आपका DNA dependent RNA polymerase bind होगा. Then you have transcription unit. Transcription unit is this phase from here till here. So in the previous slide we just saw, the very first slide, we just saw that the entire molecule of DNA is not expressed in transcription. It's not the entire molecule of DNA which will be expressed in transcription. RNAs are synthesized only from selected regions of DNA. So it is that selected region of DNA जहाँ से RNA synthesize होगा. So for RNA to be synthesized, it will be done from this specific area, this specific transcription unit only. So this region of your DNA will be converted into RNA, and then you have termination site. Termination site is the site where the termination will occur. After this, the termination will occur and no further synthesis will go on. So just to take it up parallelly, जो promoter site है, वहाँ पे आपका RNA polymerase enzyme, या तो जिसका नाम DNA dependent RNA polymerase है, which is consisting of 2 alpha, 1 beta dash, along with sigma factor, it will come and it will bind at promoter site. So here it is. उसने promoter site पे binding कर लिया है during the initiation stage. अब promoter site पे भी कुछ specific sequence होता है, which we'll see in the next slide. It identifies that specific sequence and it binds at that particular sequence only. Going ahead during the elongation phase, sigma factor is removed. Sigma factor निकल जाता है and only your 2 alpha, 1 beta and 1 beta dash stays in. So that was the stage wherein you were talking about the transcription region of DNA. Now we are going to that was the stage when you were talking about promoter site of the DNA. अब elongation के time पे this particular enzyme which is now only 2 alpha, 1 beta and 1 beta dash, since your sigma factor is moved out, particular DNA dependent RNA polymerase will then move to the transcription unit. This is your transcription unit. And your transcription is supposed to occur only in this area, as we discussed in the previous slides as well. So from here your transcription begins. यहाँ से ट्रांसक्रिप्शन स्टार्ट होगा, ग्रेजुअली योर आरएनए विल गेट elongated. तो आरएनए यहाँ पे देखो, दिस पिंक कलर स्ट्रैंड ऑफ आरएनए स्मॉल ओवर हियर, दैट पिंक कलर स्ट्रैंड ऑफ आरएनए elongates over here. Here is that pink color strand. Going ahead, it elongates further, and then once it reaches the termination site, ये रहा वो termination site जो initially था. तो एक बार जितना ट्रांसक्रिप्शन यूनिट का एरिया है, दैट एंटायर एरिया इज बीइंग ट्रांसक्राइब्ड इनटू आरएनए, देन इट मूव्स टू द टर्मिनेशन साइट. Termination site पे there is a row factor which is involved. So we'll see in the row dependent termination and row independent termination. This row factor basically is involved in the termination and whereby RNA synthesis stops. I hope everything is clear till here. If you have any doubt, don't worry, I'll repeat it. So I can see few question over here. What is the function of holoenzyme? So when it comes to holoenzyme is your core enzyme plus sigma factor. So your holoenzyme is basically entire DNA dependent RNA polymerase. So that DNA dependent RNA polymerase first binds at promoter site. अगर DNA dependent RNA polymerase promoter site पे bind नहीं होएगा, तो initiation of RNA synthesis won't occur. So that's the function of holoenzyme. With regards to elongation, during elongation your sigma factor will be removed. Factor निकल के वापस cycle के इसमें जाएगा. If you can see over here, elongation में sigma factor is removed, which further comes back in the cycle over here. And then once the elongation starts, elongation will occur only in this transcription unit. जो इतना ट्रांसक्रिप्शन का यूनिट है, elongation सिर्फ उतने ही एरिया में होगा. So यहाँ से ट्रांसक्रिप्शन यूनिट के एरिया में elongation स्टार्ट हुआ. So initially your pink color RNA is small. Going ahead, once entire transcription area is supposed to be covered, it goes ahead and once it reaches the termination line, ये termination line है, एक बार यहाँ पे पहुंचेगा तो RNA synthesis stop हो जाएगा and then termination will occur with the help of row factor. So it can be row dependent or row independent as well. With regards to sigma factor basically helps it to bind it at elongation site. Alone your 2 alpha 1 beta dash cannot bind at site. Promoter site पे अगर bind होना है तो you will need entire holo enzyme. Only core enzyme cannot bind at promoter site. Sigma factor is essential for that. Yes, holo enzyme itself is RNA polymerase. So just to brief this cycle, 3 साइट है ये cycle में. पहला promoter site है. Promoter site पे आपका holo enzyme bind होता है, which is 2 alpha 1 beta dash along with sigma factor. Then you have transcription unit जहाँ से transcription होता है, followed by termination site. Initiation के time पे your DNA dependent RNA polymerase comes and binds at promoter site. After that, during the elongation phase, the sigma factor is removed. The sigma factor goes back in ahead. During the elongation stage, the RNA synthesis occurs only in the transcription unit. So RNA synthesis start हो गया है. Going ahead, elongation stage, that same RNA elongates till the time it reaches the termination area. Once it reaches your termination site, the termination will occur with the help of row factor. It can be row dependent termination or row independent as well. New RNA in elongation is the new RNA what we are synthesizing. In transcription, we are synthesizing RNA from DNA. So it is basically that new RNA which is being synthesized. Let's get to specific of each particular stage. It will become more clear. It will become more clear. So we'll get a better idea. Let's first start with initiation step. तो हम लोग ने initiation step में बोला that जो हम लोग का enzyme है DNA dependent RNA polymerase, it binds at promoter site. तो जैसे हम लोग का replication in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Replication in prokaryotes and eukaryotes के अंदर there were specific sites. Origin of replication का site था जहाँ पे आपका DNA प्रोटीन bind होता था. Same way when it comes to your transcription process के initiation step में भी there are some specific sequences. तो जो transcription का promotion region है, like this region, this promoter site, ये promoter site के भी specific site पे ही जाके आपका holoenzyme bind होगा. And don't forget your holoenzyme is nothing but RNA polymerase only, just as someone mentioned in the chat box. तो promoter site पे कुछ specific sequences है जहाँ पे your DNA dependent RNA binds. So that promoter region of DNA is being identified with the help of two types of sequences. Rather, I would say two sequences and not two types of sequences. There are two sequences involved which are being identified and where your DNA dependent RNA polymerase binds. The first sequence is at 10 base pairs away. So just try and keep a eye over here. This is your transcription site. यहाँ के बाद transcription चालू होता. So if you observe this line is actually nothing but, just a minute. This line is nothing but the one line which is over here. जो promoter site का end का line है और जो transcription site का first line है, that is this line. So this same line which is at the end of promoter site, part of transcription unit, is over here. So I'm talking about this line basically. तो ये start of transcription unit का area है. इसके पहले जितना भी area है, this entire region is your promoter region, जो promoter site था उसपे. अभी ये promoter site पे भी it will bind at some specific locations. That specific locations where your DNA dependent RNA polymerase binds are at two different places. One is at 10 base pairs away. So this, which is at 10 base pairs away, is known as Pribnow box. Pribnow box का कुछ specific sequence है. That sequence is TAT. TAT. तो जो transcription unit का start है, वहां से 10 base pairs away एक Pribnow box है. तो Pribnow box का दूसरा नाम टाटा. ये टाटा बॉक्स के पास 6 न्यूक्लियोटाइड बेसेस है. The 6 nucleotide bases are TATAAT. Yes, we have to remember the sequence of this nucleotide bases as well. We have got no option, but we have to remember this nucleotide base sequence as well. TATAAT. This was one sequence which is at 10 base pairs away from your transcription unit. Another is at 35 base pairs away, which is known as -35 sequence. The second recognition site has a base pair sequence of TTGACA, TT-GACA. We are supposed to bind these sequences. We have no option. Yes, we have to bind it along with their positions. One is 10 base pairs away, another is 35 base pairs away. हम लोग का position याद रखना पड़ेगा. So the one which is at 10 base pairs away is also known as Pribnow box. Pribnow box का दूसरा नाम है Tata box. The one which is at 35 base pairs away is known as TT-GACA, TTGACA. So these are two recognition sequences which are present in your promoter site of DNA. The promoter region में your RNA polymerase binds at this specific sites only. Is everything clear till here? Any doubts? Any questions? Anyone writing anything? Or can we move to next slide? I hope you have copied the promoter sequence and their base pairs. One at -10 base pairs and another has -35 base pairs. Okay. 35 base pairs away meaning from your start of transcription unit. Transcription unit यहाँ से चालू हो रहा है, उससे 35 base pairs away. The use of this sequence is basically, it is this sequences which helps to identify where your DNA dependent RNA polymerase is going to bind. So these are basically recognition sequences. Let's go ahead. That was initiation phase. Initiation में सिर्फ DNA dependent RNA polymerase आएगा, आके promoter site को bind हो जाएगा. उसको promoter site को bind होने के लिए specific sequences चाहिए रहेंगे. वो specific sequences दो recognition sequence थे हम लोग ने देखा. Those two recognition sequences were basically at -10 base pairs and -35 base pairs. जो -10 base pairs पे था, that was your Tata box, which another name is Pribna box, जिसका nucleotide sequence is TA, TA, AT. Another is at -35 base pairs, which is TTGACA. Now we are going on to elongation. Elongation में DNA is going to get big. Initiation में सिर्फ elongation में वो बड़ा होगा. So that same statement it is mentioning over here. Your RNA polymerase recognizes the promoter region and the sigma factor is released. अभी sigma factor का काम हो गया है. So sigma factor is released now. The sigma factor goes away and your transcription proceeds. When your transcription is occurring in the elongation phase, here also it is 5' end to 3' end only. जैसे डीएनए में सिंथेसिस 5' end to 3' end हो रहा था, वैसे यहाँ पे भी DNA synthesis is 5' end to RNA synthesis is 5' end to 3' end only. It's the same thing. There is no difference with regards to direction. Next important thing, if you remember, there we spoke about different deoxyribonucleotide sequences, DATP, DGTP. Those all four sequences were there. Similarly, here by making RNA, will need ribonucleotide triphosphates. So ATP, GTP, CTP and UTP. वहां पे अलग था, जैसे हमने देखा था DATP, DDTP, DGTP, DCTP. So those differences will be there since it's RNA and that was DNA. And here, when it comes to addition of each nucleotide, one of your pyrophosphate moiety is released. So when you say pyrophosphate moiety is nothing but your ATP is being used during addition of ribonucleotides. So your pyrophosphate moiety, adenosine triphosphate में से PPI release हो जाता है. So if you want to put it in simple words, you can take it as for addition of your each ribonucleotide, which is ATP, GTP, CTP and UTP required. And someone mentioned, but sequence varies according to gene, right? So with regards to different gene sequences, the promoter regions will vary. Here we have taken an example of E. coli majorly. Continuing with elongation phase, so elongation में हमने वही बोला कि पहले sigma factor release हो जाएगा, then transcription will proceed in the direction 5' end to 3' end. वहाँ पे हम लोग को जैसे DATP, DGTP, TTTP वो सब nucleotide stages है which were deoxyribonucleotides. Here we need ribonucleotides which are ATP, GTP, CTP and UTP. Whenever any nucleotide will be added, energy will be required for the same. Going ahead, हम लोग ने जब replication में अलग अलग enzymes देखे थे, we saw DNA polymerase 1, 2, 3, then we saw DNA polymerase alpha, beta, gamma, epsilons. But यहाँ पे RNA polymerase है. It's not DNA polymerase over here. So there are some differences between RNA polymerase and DNA polymerase. Those differences are majorly two. First, जो वहाँ पे हम लोग ने DNA polymerase देखा था, type 3 and everything, we required RNA primase as well during the initiation stage. But here, you don't require primer for RNA polymerase. Next important thing, the most important thing is that there your DNA polymerase 3 on leading strand was having proofreading activity, but your RNA polymerase doesn't have proofreading activity. RNA polymerase में proofreading activity नहीं होता है. Important MCQ. Your DNA polymerase 3 was having proofreading activity on leading strand if you recollect. RNA polymerase में proofreading activity is not there. Another one, there you had one more enzyme, DNA polymerase 2 in case of replication in prokaryotes and DNA polymerase beta in case of replication in eukaryotes. They too were involved in repair process, but RNA polymerase doesn't have ability to repair. So if there is any mistake in the RNA synthesized, it cannot be repaired. I hope you are able to understand the difference. वहाँ पे DNA polymerase 3 was involved in proofreading activity. यहाँ पे RNA polymerase doesn't have proofreading activity. There DNA polymerase 2 and DNA polymerase beta were involved in DNA repair. In case of RNA polymerase, there is no ability to repair the mistakes in RNA. Is everything clear to you? Go to the next slide. Can you explain ribonucleotide step, why pyrophosphate release? So this basically goes whenever you add any ribonucleotide, ATP, GTP or any of the ribonucleotides are being added, you will require energy. That energy is your ATP format, whenever any ribonucleotides are added, ATP will be utilized, and PPI moiety, the usual ones which we see in ETC cycles and all. Same way over here also PPI moiety will be released. So that same pyrophosphate moiety is released is being said. If the question can come, it would be in another way around, just like your DNA helicase. We said DNA helicase acts as a zip opener. So your DNA helicase acts as a zip opener and it requires ATP for its step. To act as a zip opener, DNA helicase requires ATP. Same way over here, if at all you want to add any of the ribonucleotide triphosphates, you will require ATP. That's what it basically means. जब ATP use होता है तो PPI will be released as a byproduct. PPI you can say pyrophosphate moiety. All right, let's go ahead. तो इनिशिएशन हो गया. इनिशिएशन में कुछ नहीं था, कुछ sequences थे which we just saw at -10 base pairs and -35 base pairs. वहाँ पे promoter sequences identify करके your DNA dependent RNA polymerase binds. After that initiation we had our step of elongation. Elongation में कुछ नहीं था, sigma factor release हुआ था and then we saw the difference between DNA polymerase and RNA polymerase. Coming to termination. In termination, as I told you, there are two types of termination. One is row dependent termination, another is row independent termination. When you say row dependent termination, मतलब row protein involved होगा. So your row dependent termination will basically involve a cofactor or a protein which is row dependent. That specific protein is named row factor only. Important MCQ which can be your row factor binds to growing RNA. Now this is a usual misconcept. Your row factor always binds to growing RNA. It does not bind to RNA polymerase. It will either bind to growing RNA or it will bind weakly to DNA. It will not bind to RNA polymerase. I'll just take you back to the same diagram. Here it is. तो ये रहा रो फैक्टर. ये जो रो फैक्टर आ रहा है, ये रो फैक्टर बाइंड हमेशा termination side पे when it is binding, it won't bind to your DNA. It is going to bind to your RNA specifically. Your growing RNA, it won't bind to your enzyme RNA polymerase. It will either bind to your growing RNA or it will bind weakly to DNA. ये रहा. If you are using on mobile, just zoom in. You will get better clarity. ये जो रो फैक्टर रो प्रोटीन आ रहा है, it will either bind to growing RNA or it will bind weakly to DNA. It won't bind to RNA polymerase. This is the major mistake we make in MCQs. The question will straight away come, row dependent termination involves a row factor wherein it binds to one of the following. It will have all the options. It will have growing RNA as an option. It will have RNA polymerase as an option. It will have an option of binding to DNA as well. And then you might have an option both A and C. So please, mistake also don't mark RNA polymerase. It binds to either growing RNA or weakly to DNA. Once it binds to that particular region of growing RNA or weakly to DNA, it acts as an ATPase. Whenever you have the alphabet ASE ahead, it is going to cause breakdown. So it will cause termination of our transcription and then it will release the RNA. That's how a row dependent termination works. Further, your row factor, which was binding to growing RNA or weakly to DNA, it is also responsible for dissociation of RNA polymerase from DNA. Yes, you can call it core enzyme as well. Row factor will not bind to core enzyme. It won't be RNA polymerase since sigma factor is already moved out. So it should be core enzyme rightly. Here it should be nice one. So your row factor is actually responsible for your dissociation of core enzyme from DNA as well. So when it comes to the functional role, what our row factor does it, our row factor first binds to growing RNA or weakly to DNA. It doesn't bind to our core enzyme of RNA polymerase. And this row factor is also responsible for dissociation of core enzyme of RNA polymerase from DNA. Is this slide very much clear? Does anyone want me to repeat this, or can we go to the next slide?
The last sentence, the rho factor is responsible for.
Okay, the rho factor which is binding to your growing RNA or weakly to DNA, that rho factor is responsible for dissociation of RNA polymerase from DNA. तो उसको RNA polymerase from DNA बोला है, but your RNA polymerase was being converted to core enzyme over here itself. Initially RNA polymerase bind हुआ था पूरा, but जब वो RNA polymerase में से sigma factor निकल गया during elongation stage, as you can see over here, what was remaining was only your RNA polymerase as an enzyme. तो ये RNA polymerase ही आगे utilize होते गया. तो जो आपका रो फैक्टर है, that रो फैक्टर is also responsible for dissociation of your core enzyme. अब ये core enzyme किसका part था? This core enzyme was a part of your RNA polymerase only. So what I just modified the statement was your rho factor is also responsible for dissociation of core enzyme RNA polymerase. Is it clear now? Let's not
Yes, sir.
confuse it. कहने का मतलब सिर्फ इतना ही है कि जो रो फैक्टर है वो ये कोर एंजाइम को भी सेपरेट कर देगा, और ये कोर एंजाइम इज नथिंग बट इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ योर आरएनए पॉलीमरेज ओनली, सो इट्स द सेम.
Okay.
All right, so that's what initiation, elongation and termination was. So this was row dependent termination जहाँ पे रो फैक्टर इन्वॉल्व था. Now we'll move to row independent termination. This is the same diagram in रो इंडिपेंडेंट टर्मिनेशन में रो फैक्टर तो आने नहीं वाला. That's why you are calling it row independent termination. So row independent termination basically works with the help of palindrome. Now the question which can straightforward come is what is a palindrome, and they might just give you example. Palindrome का मतलब ये होता है आप उस particular sequence को left to right पढ़ो या right to left पढ़ो, they'll mean the same. I repeat, palindrome basically mean you study that, you read that particular thing from left to right or right to left, it will always look the same. Like if I read the sequence over here, पहला अल्फाबेट इधर T है, इधर भी T है, दूसरा अल्फाबेट इधर T है, इधर भी T है, तीसरा अल्फाबेट इधर A है, इधर भी A है, इधर G है, इधर भी G है, इधर C है, इधर भी C है, इधर A है, इधर भी A है, इधर भी C है, इधर भी C है. Simple example of your palindrome sequence if I take is the spelling I. So if you look at the spelling of I का spelling क्या है? E Y E. So you read I from left to right or right to left, it will always be E Y E or E Y E. So that's what your palindromic sequence means. Palindromic sequence means to usko left to right पढ़ या right to left पढ़, they'll always be the same. That same thing is happening over here. It's the same sequence if you go from left to right over here or from right to left over here. Let's see how does this palindrome sequences help us to understand row independent termination. So in case of your row independent termination, what happens is there is formation of hairpin. So if you are, or if you have observed hairpin, एक twist होता है. It is almost U-shaped. Hairpins are basically U-shaped. So hairpin loop, if you observe your hairpin is just like your other pins, what stationary pins you use for attachments, not the stapler pins, the other U pins. So these hairpins are the basically ones which are formed due to palindromic sequence. Palindromic sequence के वजह से ही hairpins form होते हैं. And once these hairpins are formed, this hairpin further causes termination. So when it comes to row independent termination, your row independent termination occurs due to hairpin formation. And the reason for your hairpin formation is the palindromic sequence or the presence of palindromes. That's how they basically work. This is what we have just explained with regards to palindromes. So the presence of palindromes in the base sequence of DNA, same when read in opposite direction. So when I say when read in opposite direction, मतलब उसको right से left पढ़ो या left to right पढ़ो, it would just mean the same. As a result, whenever your hairpin are formed, the newly synthesized RNA gets gets folded, and जब वो newly synthesized RNA fold होता है, that time it is being converted into hairpin, which causes termination of transcription. Is the entire process clear till here कि रो इंडिपेंडेंट टर्मिनेशन में टर्मिनेशन होता कैसे? I said that during termination, which involves row independent termination, row factor is not involved. So what happens? There is formation of a hairpin. और ये hairpin loop बनता कैसे है? This hairpin loop forms due to presence of a palindromic sequence. This palindromic sequence are the ones which help in hairpin formation. एक बार ये hairpin formation होता है, then your termination occurs. Was that the transcription cannot go ahead. They have folded themselves. It is because of that particular folding that transcription stops further. Anyone having any doubt? Hairpin formation is because of palindromic sequence. मतलब row independent and dependent necessary for termination. Yes, termination will either be row independent or row dependent. Yes, the sequence will be complementary. Only then that hairpin loop can occur. So if you observe the other side of the repeating sequence, they are also same. जो हम लोग लेफ्ट टू राइट रीड कर रहे थे, ये सीक्वेंस और ये सीक्वेंस मैचिंग है. So obviously इसकी complementary sequences which are this and this, even they will be matching. Is everything clear till here? Okay. Yes, row independent termination will only occur when there is palindromic sequence. Without it, row independent termination won't occur. So that's done with transcription in prokaryotes. Revise everything whatever you have written and take a 2 minute sort of thing. It's 4:43. So we'll wait back till 4:45, finish transcription in prokaryotes, and then we'll move to eukaryotes. In row dependent part, I'll just repeat when we'll revise it. Row dependent termination में होता सिर्फ इतना है that a row factor comes and it binds to growing DNA. It binds to growing DNA and it acts as an ATPase. ATPase के जैसे act करके वो transcription cause करता है and thereby the process of elongation stops as well. So I'll take up that row dependent termination again. Don't worry. Row dependent or independent termination will basically depend on the availability of palindromic sequences. If there are no palindromic sequences, then it will go for row dependent. If there is no row protein, then it will go for independent termination, which will be with the help of palindromes. So it all depends on what is the material availability or the factors and cofactors available. All right, so it's 4:45. Let's get started. So initially we saw about transcription, that transcription is a process wherein RNA is being synthesized from DNA. It is not the entire molecule of DNA which is being converted into RNA. It is some specific regions of DNA which is converted into RNA. The product which is formed in transcription is known as primary transcript. Going ahead, we talked about RNA polymerase of E. coli. In RNA polymerase of E. coli, there are 5 polypeptide subunits, 2 alpha, 1 beta, and 1 beta dash. So that forms your core enzyme. Along with core enzyme, you have your sigma factor. Your core enzyme plus sigma factor is equal to hollow enzyme, the important MCQ. I repeat, core enzyme plus sigma factor is equal to hollow enzyme. So enzyme would only include 2 alpha, 1 beta, and 1 beta dash, which is over here. And your sigma factor separately will include hollow enzyme. Going ahead, we started with transcription in prokaryotes where we spoke about initiation, elongation, and termination. So initially you have promoter site, then you have your transcription unit जहाँ पे transcription होगा, and then you have your termination site. During the initiation stage, your DNA dependent RNA polymerase will come in and it will bind at promoter site. It has to bind at some specific sequence of promoter sites, so there are few recognition sequence being involved. After that, during the elongation phase, the sigma factor is released. That sigma factor goes out, and then your transcription starts at transcription unit where your new RNA is being synthesized. Going ahead during the elongation stage, the RNA gets elongated till it reaches termination site. So this is your termination site. At termination site, termination occurs with the help of Rho protein. So either Rho protein, Rho dependent termination will occur or Rho independent termination can also occur, and your newly synthesized RNA will be moved out. So when it came to transcription initiation step, there was some specific promoter regions. So if you observe over here, this is your area where your transcription unit starts. इसके पहले का ये जितना भी area है, this is basically your promoter region. So as we just mentioned, your DNA dependent RNA polymerase binds at specific site, binds at specific recognition sequences. So those specific recognition sequences are of two types. One is at 10 base pairs away. That recognition sequence which is at 10 base pairs away, वो recognition sequence is known as Pribnow box. तो Pribnow box is a sequence जो 10 base pair दूर है from start of transcription unit. ये Pribnow box का sequence is TATA, TATA, वो ये साइड पे बाइंड होता है. Pribnow box का दूसरा नाम is TATA box. And another sequence which is at 35 base pairs away is nothing but TTGACA. TTGACA. So this is 35 base pairs away. Here we have mentioned about that as well. This was with regards to the initiation step in transcription process. Then we went on to see elongation. During elongation, your RNA polymerase, which has bound to the promoter region over here, which got bounded. Going ahead, your sigma factor was released and your transcription proceeded. So your sigma factor, as we have shown over here, that sigma factor gets released and proceeds. Your RNA is synthesized from 5' and to 3' only, just the way your DNA was being synthesized. After that, we saw that we need ribonucleotide triphosphates like ATP, GTP, CTP, and UTP. And during each stage, energy will be required and the pyrophosphate moiety will be released. Going ahead, we saw there are few differences between RNA polymerase and DNA polymerase. So there are majorly two differences between RNA polymerase and DNA polymerase. One, in case of your DNA polymerase 3 was also having proofreading activity, but your RNA polymerase doesn't have as such any proofreading activity. Secondly, if you remember, your DNA polymerase 2 and your DNA polymerase beta was having activity of DNA repair as well, but your RNA polymerase doesn't have any ability to repair. So that was another difference. Then we went on to see termination. In case of termination, there were two types of termination which was being identified. One was Rho dependent termination, another was Rho independent termination. Rho dependent termination basically involves a protein which is known as Rho factor. Your Rho factor binds to growing RNA or it binds weakly to DNA. It would be either be binding to RNA or to DNA. It won't bind to your enzyme RNA polymerase. It will be very specific to its binding site. It acts as an ATPase and it will terminate transcription. Once transcription is terminated, your RNA is being released. Also, this Rho factor is responsible for your dissociation of RNA polymerase from DNA. The dissociation of RNA is nothing but your core enzyme of RNA polymerase which was remaining ahead. So even this has been dissociated with the help of Rho factor. Right. Ruby, your doubt is right. It would be on specific sites. Then we spoke about Rho independent termination. In case of Rho independent termination, Rho factor is not involved. Termination occurs due to formation of hairpin. The reason of formation of this hairpin loop is the presence of palindromic sequence. ये palindromic sequence के वजह से ही hairpin loop बनता है. That's how your termination occurs. This was your transcription in prokaryotes. We'll move to transcription in eukaryotes 2 minutes from now. You can take break of another 2 minutes. It is 4:52. just revise what you have written in your, will move to transcription in eukaryotes. All right. So that was with regards to transcription in prokaryotes. We'll get started with transcription in eukaryotes. I feel transcription in eukaryotes is far more easy compared to transcription in prokaryotes. There are few differences between both. They say replication in prokaryotes and replication in eukaryotes had few differences. On parallel line, even transcription in eukaryotes has some differences. Let's get started. So transcription in eukaryotes, basically here we need 3 different enzymes. Go back to your original method. Ensure you are making table. I'm sorry, I just saw one question now. No ATP required for row independent process. No, there is no ATP required for that process because it is due to palindromic sequence. There is no energy required. Yes, so we were into transcription in eukaryotes. So I was saying maintain the table just the way we were doing for replication in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Name of the enzyme and its activity. So in case of your transcription eukaryotes, there are 3 types of RNA polymerase. RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2 and RNA polymerase 3. So your RNA polymerase 1 is basically going to take care of your synthesis of precursors for large RNA. When it comes to large ribosomal RNAs, it will be with the help of enzyme RNA polymerase 1. When it comes to precursors for mRNAs and small RNAs, it would be with the help of enzyme RNA polymerase 2. So we are getting specific. If you remember, RNA के 3 types है. rRNA, which is nothing but your ribosomal RNA, mRNA, which is nothing but your messenger RNA, and the last one RNA polymerase 3, which is for transfer RNA, tRNAs. So rRNA, mRNA and tRNA. This is how it goes. I hope तुम लोगों ने तीनों enzyme and they are used as precursors for synthesis of which RNAs you have written down. I repeat, RNA polymerase 1 for ribosomal RNA, which is the larger one, followed by RNA polymerase 2, which is acting as precursor for synthesis of mRNAs, followed by RNA polymerase 3, which is for formation, precursor for formation of tRNAs, transfer RNAs. This is the same diagram. RNA polymerase 1, which is for ribosomal, RNA polymerase 2, which is for your messenger RNA, which is nothing but your mRNA, and your RNA polymerase 3, which is for transfer RNA. One question for you all. Transfer RNA, tRNA को और भी कुछ बोलते. We did it in our 12th standard. कोई तो मॉडल है.
Leaf.
Great one.
Hairpin.
Clover model.
Hairpin model as well as
model.
clover leaf model. You will find it in your 12th standard textbooks as well. So such questions actually come up in NIPER because they go to a good amount of page. So 12th का भी जो initial 1, 2, 3 first to 3 chapters were there, we need to do that. Let's go ahead. अब जैसे promoter sites उसमें थे in your transcription in prokaryotes. Same way when it comes to transcription in eukaryotes, here also there are promoter sites. Here also there are some specific nucleotide sequences. वहाँ पे जैसे कुछ specific sequence थे, जैसे Pribnow box था, उसमें Pribnow box को टाटा बॉक्स बोला था. वो टाटा बॉक्स का कुछ अमाइनो एसिड्स का सीक्वेंस था. What you might have written TATAAT. Same way, in case of your promoter site for transcription in eukaryotes, you have some specific sequences. First one is Hogness box. Hogness box का दूसरा नाम है टाटा box. So this Hogness box, which is also known as Tata box, is over here. If you remember, in case of your transcription in prokaryotes, तुम लोगों ने book में लिखा रहेगा. Transcription in prokaryotes में it was 10 base pairs away. In transcription in prokaryotes, your Tata box was 10 base pairs away. In transcription in eukaryotes, your Tata box is 25 base pairs away. वहां पे Pribnow box का दूसरा नाम टाटा बॉक्स था. यहाँ पे Hogness box का दूसरा नाम टाटा बॉक्स है. Pribnow box का कोड was TATAT. Check in your books. Pribnow box का कोड was TATAT. but Ognis box का code is ATA TAA. They are two different codes. Please don't think that जो Pribna box का code है वो same code Ognis box का है. No. Pribna box और Ognis box के codes अलग है, but दोनों के codes में 4 अल्फाबेट TA टाटा आता है. That's why it is known as Tata box. Your Pribna box for your transcription in prokaryotes was at 10 base pairs away. Here it is 25 base pairs away. So in your eukaryotes, there is a sequence of DNA bases which is almost identical to your Pribna box of prokaryotes. That sequence of DNA bases which is identical to your box is nothing but your Ognis box, which is at 25 base pairs away. Similarly, along with that 25 base pairs away, we have one more sequence which is about 70 base pairs away. That 70 base pairs away sequence is known as card box, CAAT. The base pair sequence, which is 70 base pairs away, is known as card box, CAAT. This card box is also having an amino acid sequence of 8. Sorry, not amino acid sequence. It also consists of nucleotide base sequence of 8 in total. Those sequence includes double G, double C, double A, TC. I repeat, double G, double C, double A, TC. We need to remember this as well. दोनों बॉक्स के नाम, वो दोनों कितने बेस पेयर्स अवे है, की सीक्वेंसेस. Is everything clear till here? Are we done noting this? Can we go to next slide? Okay, let's go. Now we are into initiation of transcription. When it comes to initiation of transcription in eukaryotes, it basically involves only 3 steps. First step is your chromatin. Your chromatin is basically the one which contain your promoter sequence. ये promoter sequences वही होंगे जो पिछले slides पे हम लोग ने देखे. The one which was 25 base pairs away and the another one which was 70 base pairs away. So those promoter sequences are basically on your chromatin. This chromatin containing promoter sequence is made accessible to transcription machinery. So transcription machinery is nothing but the one which is going to be involved in entire transcription process. जैसे हम लोग ने transcription in prokaryotes में देखा, वो promoter sequence पे your holoenzyme, which was considering of core enzyme plus sigma factor, it came and bind to the promoter region. So that is nothing but your transcription machinery. You can call your holoenzyme as part of transcription machinery. सेम भी यहाँ पे एक क्रोमैटिन रहेगा जिसके अंदर आपका प्रमोटर सीक्वेंस है जो हम लोगों ने लास्ट स्लाइड में देखा, which is that 25 base pairs and 70 base pairs away. That promoter sequence is made to transcription machinery. Here your transcription machinery is basically going to involve different type of transcription factors. So this transcription factors will basically bind to your DNA sequences in promoter region. आपका promoter region क्या था? आपका promoter region last slide वाला था. This is your promoter region. Tata box ATA and double G double C double ATC, which is card box. So ये card box and Ognis box पे your transcription factors will bind. So there are 6 different types of transcription factors which bind at this particular sequences. This transcription factors basically include transcription factor 2A, 2B. ये सब ऐड करने हैं. मैंने एक भी अल्फाबेट स्किप नहीं किया है, जो बुक में था मैंने वही लिखा है. There is no transcription factor known as transcription factor 2C. ऐसा नहीं है. Transcription factor 2A, 2B, 2D, 2E, 2F, 2H. ये 6 ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स है. ये 6 के 6 ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स याद रखने हैं. बेसिकली दोज आर नथिंग बट फ्रॉम A till H. सिर्फ C उड़ा दिया एंड G उड़ा दिया. C और G दोनों निकाल दिए. बाकी अगर आपको A to H आता है तो आपको 6 के 6 अल्फाबेट ऐड हो जाएंगे. तो बेसिकली पहले होता क्या है, your chromatin which is containing promoter sequence of that 25 base pairs away of Tata box and card box at 70 base pairs away. Those are made accessible to transcription machinery. Your transcription machinery is nothing but your transcription factors over here. Your transcription factors which are 2A, 2B, 2D, 2E, 2F and 2H. They come and bind at this specific sites, that is stage 2. And at the end, there is stimulation of transcription by enhancers. Stimulation of transcription matlab basically the stage wherein elongation will occur. It will grow big. So initially promoter sequence जब expose हुए, वहाँ पे जाके आपके transcription factors bind हो गए. Transcription factors bind होने के बाद transcription stimulate होता है with the help of enhancers. अब basically enhancers क्या होते हैं? Your enhancers are the one which increases gene expression. वो gene expression बढ़ाते कैसे है? These enhancers increase gene expression by binding to transcription factors. So these enhancers are nothing but some type of chemical sequences which binds to your transcription factors. आपके जो transcription factors है यहाँ पे वो ये transcription factors को bind होते हैं to form activators. So what you can basically understand this is enhancers plus your transcription factors. Enhancers plus transcription factors make up activators. Here आपका activators. ये activators के वजह से transcription stimulate होता है. Enhancers were over here. These enhancers increase gene expression. How they increase gene expression is by binding to transcription factors. So enhancers binding to transcription factors together form activators. And in turn, these activators are the one which stimulate transcription. I hope everything is clear till here. कुछ doubt है? Any questions to be asked till here?
सर
Yes,
सर
sir.
प्लीज रिपीट करो ना.
No problem. तो हम लोग initiation of transcription की बात कर रहे हैं. Initiation of transcription is basically involving a step wherein your transcription of eukaryotes will get initiated. Initially you have a chromatin. ये chromatin में एक promoter sequence है. ये chromatin में जो promoter sequence है, that was the one which was on our earlier slide. This chromatin contains promoter sequence which is of two types. One was 25 base pairs away, another one was 70 base pairs away. जो हम लोगों ने लास्ट स्लाइड पे देखा. Here it is. ये दो sequences है. तो आपके chromatin पे ये sequences है which are promoter sequences, Cognizant box and card box. So what happens is your chromatin makes this promoter sequence available for transcription machinery. Your transcription machinery is nothing but your transcription factors. So your transcription factors comes and they bind at the promoter site. So there are different types of transcription factors. Transcription factor 2A, 2B, 2D, 2E, 2F and 2H. They all are basically from alphabet A to H only. सिर्फ बीच में alphabet C गायब है और G गायब है. C for cat and G for gun. ये दो alphabet को छोड़ के everything is from A to H only. We need to remember this 6 factors. I repeat, your transcription factors which are from A to H. A, B, C नहीं है, D, E, F, G नहीं है and H. Your factors A to H comes and they bind to your promoter sequences. Initially, this all bind to each other and then they further bind ahead. Directly bind नहीं होते. After that, once your transcription factors have got bound to the promoter region, there is stimulation of transcription by enhancers. So enhancers are basically nucleotide sequences only. They stimulate transcription. वो stimulate transcription कैसे करते हैं? So that occurs by binding of enhancers to transcription factors. तो ये जो आपके ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स बाइंड हुए थे पहले टू द प्रमोटर सीक्वेंस, योर एनहांसर्स कम एंड दे बाइंड एट दिस ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स एंड दिस योर एनहांसर्स प्लस ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स टुगेदर मेक अप एक्टिवेटर्स. सो एनहांसर्स और ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स के टर्म को टुगेदर यू कॉल एज एक्टिवेटर्स. तुषार क्लियर है ना?
यस सर.
सर इसके इनिशिएशन में भी आरएनए पॉलीमरेज आता है क्या प्रमोटर साइट पे?
आता है, बट उसके पहले ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स रहेंगे, उसके बाद वो सब आरएनए पॉलीमरेज पे आ जाएंगे.
अच्छा, ओके
It's being
सर.
mentioned over, yeah. what is written about TF in the bubble. TF के ऊपर कुछ नहीं है, about 6 transcription factors है. Is everyone's doubt being clear till here? Can we go ahead? Activators are just combination of your enhancers and transcription factors, nothing else. All right. So I just want to introduce one more term in. Ensure that you understand this as well. Heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So heterogeneous nuclear RNA is basically your mRNA only, but it is the primary transcript which is produced by RNA polymerase 2. तो हम लोग ने अभी जो भी देखा, if you observe at the end we are going to make mRNA, and your mRNA was coding for, just a second, hold on. Your RNA polymerase 2, which is in transcription in eukaryotes, it's basically going to synthesize mRNA. ये mRNA जो बना है वो प्राइमरी ट्रांसक्रिप्ट को हेटेरोजेनियस न्यूक्लियर आरएनए भी बोलते हैं. Why it is called as heterogeneous nuclear RNA, that we'll see in the next slide. Just remember the term that your mRNA, which is formed with the help of enzyme RNA polymerase 2 in eukaryotes, is also known as heterogeneous nuclear RNA, hnRNA. I hope you have noted down this as well. Let's go ahead. So now वो initiation हो गया. Elongation and termination when it comes to your transcription in eukaryotes, it is not that clear. It's not been put up in Satyanarayana as well. No need to go in depth over there as well. Reason being, when it will come to your transcription in prokaryotes पे से process पे question आएंगे. अगर transcription in eukaryotes में से question आना है, the question will be from post transcriptional modification. तो जो यहाँ पे primary transcript बना ये वाले slide में, this primary transcript which was being made, जिसको हम लोग ने heterogeneous nuclear RNA भी बोला, there are some faults in this, there are some modifications required in this. What are those modifications? Those modifications are being termed as post-transcriptional modifications. The reason to call it post-transcriptional modification is those modifications occur after the transcription process is over. So as we saw in the previous slide, your RNAs which were produced during transcription are known as primary transcript. ये primary transcript का ही दूसरा नाम heterogeneous nuclear RNA है, just the way we saw it in last slide. Going ahead, your transcript, your heterogeneous nuclear RNA which was produced after transcription will undergo alterations. Alteration मतलब उसमें कुछ modification होने वाला है. Those modifications basically involve few different steps, like there will be terminal base addition. मतलब कुछ nucleotides add होंगे at the terminal site. That is one thing. There will be base modification. कुछ bases modify होंगे, A, T, G से जो भी bases है, even those will get modified. And then there will be some splicing. Splicing basically means cutting. ये तीनों terms क्या है, that will look after in the upcoming slides. What I want to make you understand over here is जो primary transcript बना था after transcription process, that is not the functional one. There are few changes required in that, especially for eukaryotic RNA. तो जो RNA produce हुआ है during transcription, which is also known as primary transcript, जिसका दूसरा नाम heterogeneous nuclear RNA है, it will further undergo alterations like terminal base additions, base modifications and splicing. Going ahead, this all modifications are the one which are known as post-transcriptional modifications. These post-transcriptional modifications are actually required to convert your RNAs into active forms. तो जो heterogeneous nuclear RNA मिला था, जो primary transcripts बने थे, those are not active forms. To convert them into active forms, you need post-transcriptional modifications. These post-transcriptional modifications are like terminal base additions, base modifications. When it comes to your prokaryotic mRNA, जो prokaryotes में mRNA synthesis देखा था हम लोग ने, उसमें जो RNA synthesize होता है, it is almost similar to functional mRNA. There are no post-transcriptional modifications required for your prokaryotic mRNA. But when it comes to your eukaryotic mRNA, your eukaryotic mRNA requires extensive post-transcriptional changes. First thing to understand when it comes to transcription in prokaryotes, जो मुझे RNA मिला था, that was functional. There was no further modification required for that. But when it comes to transcription in eukaryotes, उसमें मुझे जो RNA मिला है, that is not the active form. If I want to convert a eukaryotic mRNA into its active form, I'll need different types of post-transcriptional modifications. Those post-transcriptional modifications involve terminal base additions, base modifications, and splicing. These are just the different type of post-transcriptional modification. One is end modification. जब एंड मॉडिफिकेशन बोलते हैं मतलब एंड में कुछ तो ऐड हो जाएगा, तो ये कैपिंग इज अ काइंड ऑफ एंड मॉडिफिकेशन. वो क्या होता है विल सी इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. देन देयर इज समथिंग नोन एज पॉली 8A. यहाँ पे कुछ तो एडेनाइन है तो कुछ ए बेस ऐड होगा. फिर स्प्लाइसिंग. स्प्लाइसिंग का मतलब मैंने बोला था कटिंग करते हैं, तो लोग इंट्रॉन्स निकाल देते हैं. अभी इंट्रॉन्स क्या होता है विल सी इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. They do cutting, so they will just cut it into different pieces. Chemical modifications, they'll add some group onto your RNA. There are two reasons to add groups into RNA. One is to increase stability, and another reason to add those chemical groups is to prepare it for translation. अभी वो DNA से RNA बना है after the process of transcription. अब जो RNA बना है that has to further go to translation process. ट्रांसलेशन प्रोसेस के लिए आरएनए के जो केमिकल मॉडिफिकेशन चाहिए that will be done during post transcriptional stage. Are all doubts clear till here? Anyone has any questions? I hope you are noting down things from the slides.
So
Just to make it more.
what were the reasons?
Can you repeat your question?
So what were the reasons for chemical modification? Can you just repeat it?
Chemical modifications will be because your RNA gets stabilized. So one reason is your stabilization of RNA, and another reason is now your RNA is going to go for protein making. वो translation process undergo करने वाला. To undergo translation, there are few chemical groups which are required on RNA. So it is basically to prepare your RNA for translation process as well. So there are two reasons. One is to improve the stability of RNA. Another reason is to make it ready for translation process, जो transcription के बाद होता है. हमने central dogma of life में देखा था ना, that particular process.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Is the doubt answered?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead. अभी हम लोग पोस्ट ट्रांसलेशनल मॉडिफिकेशन पे आ गए हैं. दिस इज द फर्स्ट पोस्ट मॉडिफिकेशन. यहाँ पे कैपिंग देखा था ना. व्हेन आई वाज सेइंग आई सेड देयर इज सम कैप बीइंग इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. वी आर टॉकिंग स्पेसिफिक टू आवर mRNA. mRNA पे 5' एंड पे कैपिंग होने वाला है. कैपिंग 5' एंड पे हो रहा है, इसके लिए उसको हम लोग 5' कैपिंग बोल रहे हैं. कैपिंग का मतलब क्या होता है, वो एंड पे कुछ तो फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स ऐड हो जाएंगे. Those functional groups which are added during the capping stage is cause of one reason. We'll discuss that as well. तो जो आपका 5' end होता है mRNA का, that 5' end of mRNA is capped with 7-methyl guanosine. It is necessary to remember these names. Your 5' end of mRNA is capped with 7-methyl guanosine. अब जो 5' end पे 7-methyl guanosine add हुआ है, addition occurs with the help of 5' ट्राइफॉस्फेट लिंकेज. जैसे हम लोग रेप्लिकेशन के टाइम देख रहे थे, रेप्लिकेशन के टाइम जो बॉन्ड्स इन्वॉल्व हो रहे थे दोज वर फॉस्फोडाइएस्टर बॉन्ड्स. यहाँ पे जो बॉन्डिंग होता है व्हेन योर 7-methyl guanosine is getting added at 5' end, that bond is basically a triphosphate linkage. That triphosphate linkage is occurring between two 5' ends, so you call it 5' triphosphate linkage. During this stage, basically, as we saw over here, there is 7-methyl guanosine being added. तो guanosine तो add हो रहा है, but साथ में जो methyl add हो रहा है, वो methyl का donor कौन है? So donation of that methyl group is S-adenosyl methionine. We need to remember these all names. S-adenosyl methionine is the donor of your methyl group. If you remember biotransformation, वहाँ पे भी S-adenosyl methionine है for your phase 2 metabolism, methylation वाला. So pi dash end पे 7-methyl guanosine group add होगा और 7-methyl guanosine group is added with the help of triphosphate linkage. That triphosphate linkage occurs between two pi dash end and the donor of methyl group of 7-methyl guanosine is S-adenosyl methionine. Now coming to reason, ये capping करना क्यों है? Capping किया ठीक है, but capping करने का need क्या है? So as we said initially, there are different reasons why a post-transcriptional modification occurs. One of the reasons, just like chemical modification, is when you do capping at pi dash end, it is stabilizing the structure of your. So this is one reason. Another reason is that this pi dash capping is required for translation process. अभी mRNA का ही आगे translation होने वाला है, as we saw in central dogma of life. So that is the reason this capping at pi dash end is required. वो translation में pi dash capping किधर चाहिए, that we'll see in the next lecture. So don't worry. Are we clear why do we need pi dash capping? Any doubts, any questions? Okay, let's go ahead. That was the first chemical modification. Going to next chemical modification, poly A tail. Pi dash is basically the positions जहाँ पे binding होगी. तो जो आपका mRNA है, वो mRNA का ये pi dash end है. This is your pi dash end of your mRNA. और जो आपका 7-methyl guanosine आ रहा है, वो 7-methyl guanosine पे भी pi dash होगा. ये दोनों pi dash के बीच में bonding होता है with the help of triphosphate linkage. That's why you call it pi dash triphosphate linkage. वो सिर्फ दोनों bonding के numbers बता रहा है, nothing else. Great. So going ahead, we discussed first about capping, pi dash end पे जो capping हो गया. Now we are moving to the next end modification. End modification में total दो end modification है. एक था pi dash end पे capping, दूसरा है poly A tail. अब ये poly A tail क्या होता है? Let's look into that. So this poly A tail is basically the wherein a large number of eukaryotic mRNA has adenine nucleotide at 3 dash end. तो ये जो 3 dash end पे आपने poly A tail लिखा है, ये जो poly A tail है, this is not present prior. If you observe over here, your heterogeneous nuclear RNA, there is no 5 dash capping over here, there is no poly A tail over here. So that poly A tail actually is being added during post-transcriptional modification. Now the reason to add that poly A tail is basically to stabilize mRNA, nothing else. Stability is the major reason. सिर्फ adenine nucleotides add होंगे. Now what is important to be remembered is adenine nucleotides get added at 3 dash end. Adenine nucleotide 3 dash end पे add होंगे और capping 5 dash end. Don't interchange their positions. This is a common mistake what we usually make. We tend to interchange their positions. Don't interchange their positions. Is everything clear with the first two steps, pi dash capping and poly A tail? Anyone wants anything to be repeated? Okay. I can see few years in. Let's move to the next chemical modification, which speaks about introns and then removals. So basically, when you speak about introns and their removal, focus on this particular image. यहाँ पे mRNA का structure है. It has two exons being shown over here और दो exon के बीच में एक intron है. I repeat, का structure है. There are two exons. Between two exons, there is one intron. So when it comes to coding for your proteins, your protein coding is always done by your exons. जब मेरे को एक RNA को ट्रांसलेशन का प्रोसेस में कन्वर्ट करके प्रोटीन बनाने का है, that protein will always be coded by your exons. Introns don't code for proteins. Since our introns don't code for proteins, we don't need those introns. जब वो प्रोटीन के लिए कोड ही नहीं करता तो मैं वो इंट्रॉन्स क्यों रखूं? It is due to this reason that your introns are being removed, and it will be only your exons which are responsible for your protein synthesis. To remove your introns, you need small nuclear ribonucleoproteins. SNRNPS. Here it is in the diagram. You need small nuclear ribonucleoproteins. Without your small nuclear ribonucleoproteins, your introns cannot be removed. So your introns will be removed with the help of small nucleoproteins. Though exons ही बचेंगे, that exons with the help of small nucleoproteins will further be converted into one single fragment where there will be only exon 1 and exon 2 and intron निकाल दिया जाएगा. So this is your excised intron. So intron is being removed, it's only two exons. Exon 1 and exon 2 being put up together. What is supposed to be remembered is it's only your code for proteins, so we only need exons. Introns nahi chahiye since introns don't code for proteins. Your introns is removed with the help of small nuclear ribonucleoproteins, SNRNPS. And that process is basically going to involve energy as well, so you need ATP. Is everything clear till here? We'll go to the last term, spliceosome. So sometimes you can get a straightforward question. You can find this in few of the NIPER papers around 2013, 2014. What do you mean by the term spliceosome? So spliceosome basically means SNRP being associated with your heteronuclear RNA at exon-intron junction. बहुत बड़ा definition हो गया. Spliceosome is basically the stage wherein your SNRNPS is being bound to your entire mRNA. ये पूरा mRNA ही है. Colors observe करो. Wait, let me erase a few colors out of it. Might just create few confusions. ओके तो ये रहा आपका एक्सॉन. ये एक्सॉन पिंक कलर का है, ये एक्सॉन पे पिंक कलर का है और बीच में ब्लू कलर का आपका इंट्रॉन है. दैट्स हाउ इट इज गोइंग. मुझे सिर्फ एक्सॉन काम का है, सिर्फ एक्सॉन प्रोटीन के लिए कोड करने वाला है, तो मुझे सिर्फ एक्सॉन चाहिए, मुझे इंट्रॉन चाहिए ही नहीं, तो मैं इंट्रॉन को निकाल दूंगा. अगर मेरे को इंट्रॉन को निकालना है तो इंट्रॉन को निकालने के लिए I need SNRNPS which is being mentioned over here. Your SNRNPS forms a complex with your mRNA. So if you observe over here, this pink region of your mRNA is basically your exon. This blue region of your mRNA is basically your intron. And then again this pink region which is at the end over here is your exon. तो यहाँ पे exon, intron, exon के अंदर you have your small nucleoriboproteins, SNRNPS. So this SNRNPS will basically form a complex with your exon introns. Once it makes a complex with your exon introns, going ahead, it will further be removed after your intron is being also removed and your both the exons come together. Is everything clear till here? Have we understood the word spliceosome? Any doubts, any questions, any queries? Anyone wants to ask anything? Yeah, I'll repeat it. So you want entire post-transcription modification to be repeated or only spliceosome to be repeated? Okay. Spliceosome is basically this particular complex wherein your entire mRNA, ये पूरा mRNA, exon भी है, ये देखो pink color का exon है, आपका intron भी है, the blue colored one, and you have another exon as well. So this entire mRNA along with your SNRNPS, the complex of your mRNA with SNRPS is the one which is known as spliceosome. Spliceosome is basically going to play an intermediate sort of role to remove your introns. Nothing as a catalyst over here. Alright, before we move on to Q&A, just revise whatever you have written in your book. Let's get to question and answers. First one is right there. Be careful, just read whether it is prokaryotes or eukaryotes. Akash, ready?
यस सर, बट मेरे को टाइप्स ऑफ टर्मिनेशन का डाउट है, वो छोड़ के सब आता है।
चलेगा, स्टार्ट होगा। सेकंड क्वेश्चन छोड़ दे, सेकंड क्वेश्चन और किसी को पकड़ेंगे। लेट्स स्टार्ट फर्स्ट वन।
अच्छा, एग्जांपल्स ऑफ प्रमोटर सीक्वेंस ऑन ट्रांसक्रिप्शन. Prokaryotics is Pribno box, which is 10 base pair away. Sequence is TAAT. Second is 35 sequence, which is obviously 35 base pair away. Sequence is TTGACA.
ओके,
सेकेंड नहीं लगा, as such कंफ्यूज हूँ। थर्ड में
हाँ चलेगा।
आरएनए पॉलीमरेज के 3 टाइप है, आरएनए पॉलीमरेज 1, 2, 3, and their activity is RNA 1 का synthesize rRNA, precursor for rRNA, 2 का for same mRNA, and 3 का for tRNA.
Okay.
Sequence of base in Hogness box. Sequence is ATA, TAA,
Okay.
and this is 25 base pair away. And which are the different steps of post transitional process? अच्छा, we have to add terminal base, थोड़ा सा बेस मॉडिफिकेशन करना पड़ेगा, स्प्लाइसिंग होता है। उसके बाद आरएनए जो रहता है उसको एक्टिव फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज प्राइमरली वो नॉन एक्टिव फॉर्म में रहता है। एंड दिस प्रोकैरियोटिक mRNA synthesized in transcription is almost similar to the functional mRNA. हाँ सर।
क्वेश्चन 6 का बोला तुमने?
6 का नहीं, 6 का इज 5 एडेनोसाइल मेथियोनिन
अरे एडेनोसाइल मेथियोनिन वो एस है, 5 नहीं है।
अरे रे, अच्छा ठीक है, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, ठीक है सर।
सेकंड क्वेश्चन के लिए हम टू कैच अप ऑन देवांशी। Second question, types of termination in transcription process.
So there are 2 types, row dependent termination and row independent termination.
Which one involves palindromic sequence?
Row independent, and it does not require ATP.
And your row dependent termination, there is a protein which is known as?
Row protein.
It binds where?
It binds to growing RNA or weakly to DNA and not to RNA polymerase. That is core enzyme.
And does it separate core enzyme as well? Does it separate core enzyme as well?
Yes, sir. Rho factor is responsible for dissociation of RNA polymerase from the DNA.
Great. That's done for transcription and translation. Sorry, replication and transcription. We'll soon be taking ahead for translation. Few points to be noted. The chapter is done majorly. जो करना है, जो possible MCQ है, we have touched upon everything. Just within next 3 days, maximum 5 days, finish reading, replication and transcription. Meanwhile, we'll try and finish translation in the upcoming days, and then by next Sunday, which would be 24th of May, I suppose, by 24th of May, we'll be writing a test on the same topic. MCQs test for replication, transcription and translation all together. So we'll be finishing with this entire topic, and then we'll move to other topics. Classroom students will go on with your existing topic of antidiabetics tomorrow. With regards to your preparation for biochem for this particular chapter, stick to Satyanarayan only. Do all those topics what they have done from replication and transcription in class. I suggest finish it now itself since we are done with it. Translation will be tapping up on upcoming days along with our existing topics as well. We'll be soon touching other subjects and we'll get started with all together. Let's start solving some papers of full length as well. So classroom students, I suggest start solving one full length paper, and remaining strategies we'll discuss one-to-one tomorrow during the lecture. Start solving MCQs majorly for this particular chapter from Pearson. as discussed, that study whatever topics we are doing parallelly from other books. Finish those book chapters from Pearson as well. That's all for now. We'll catch up tomorrow again. बोल आकाश बोलो डाउट.
सर रेप्लिकेशन के टाइम पे वहां पे एक्चुअली हम लोग ने पीसीएनएस किया था. सॉरी,
proliferating cell nuclear antigen.
यस सर. और वहां पे हम लोग को आरएफसी नीडेड था, और ताकि डीएनए पॉलीमरेज डेल्टा मैच हो सके उसको.
बराबर.
Bind हो
मेरे
सके.
सामने स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है.
हाँ, पीसीएनए. यस यस यस. तो वो आरएफसी बाद में गया कहाँ पे?
आरएफसी के ऊपर ही ये बाइंड हो गया. इट्स अ कोफैक्टर व्हिच इज इन्वॉल्वड. जो डीएनए पॉलीमरेज वो उसके ऊपर ही बाइंड हो गया. इसके लिए तेरे को दिख नहीं रहा है. वो रिंग बनाने के लिए रेप्लिकेशन फैक्टर सी चाहिए.
ओके ओके ओके, समझा. एंड ये पीसीएनए एग्जैक्टली आया कहाँ से सर?
कि डायरेक्टली स्टार्टिंग से रिक्वायर्ड रॉ मटेरियल जैसे ही, जैसे रेप्लिकेशन फैक्टर सी रिक्वायर्ड है ना, वैसे ही पीसीएनए भी रिक्वायर्ड है. सोर्स ऐसा कुछ स्पेसिफिक नहीं है. इट्स रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द सिंथेसिस.
ओके सर. या सर, हाँ, और एक डाउट है.
और कुछ
उसी स्लाइड में ऊपर प्राइमेज एक्टिविटी ऑफ पॉली अल्फा कॉम्प्लेक्स.
ये पॉल अल्फा प्राइमेज कॉम्प्लेक्स इज नथिंग बट योर डीएनए पॉलीमरेज एंड अल्फा का प्राइमेज कॉम्प्लेक्स.
अच्छा, सो इट प्रोड्यूस 10 बीपी का जितना है लोड.
हाँ, 20 पे.
और उसके बाद ही दिया है कि
क्या है ये आरएनए प्राइमर. क्या है दिस आरएनए प्राइमर? इज नथिंग बट योर शॉर्ट फ्रैगमेंट ऑफ आरएनए.
यस.
So this is that 10 base pairs which your DNA polymerase alpha primase complex had produced earlier. Then further that activity from primase is being switched to DNA polymerase जो उसके साथ के complex में था. And that DNA polymerase will then add another 20 to 30 deoxyribonucleotides जो यहाँ पे नीचे pink है.
ओके ओके ओके. यस सर, गेटिंग. यस यस, क्लियर. यस सर.
ओके. और कोई डाउट था?
नहीं.
पक्का सर?
यस सर, इतना ही है. थैंक यू.
then let's catch up tomorrow morning. Welcome. Vaibhav, I've just posted one question. You can ask your doubt, not a problem. Vaibhav, I've posted the number. You can contact on that for further details. Yes, Simran, tell your doubt. No problem.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I wanted to ask that we had done about that in the first in prokaryotes that when the RNA primer is synthesized by RNA polymerase, and then after that DNA is synthesized. So
You are talking about replication or transcription? Replication in prokaryotes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Will you just repeat the question?
Sir, yes, sir. This one is right.
Which one? The one which is in front of you?
Yes, sir. So now in this RNA primer is there on the leading strand. Okay. And then after that, DNA polymerase 3 it acts as elongation, means it elongates.
It catalyzes the DNA synthesis on leading strand. So you can say it helps in elongation as well.
सर अगर डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 3 नहीं होगा तो फिर डीएनए का सिंथेसिस नहीं होगा.
नहीं होगा. फिर उसका डीएनए सिंथेसिस ऐसे छोटे छोटे फ्रैगमेंट्स में होगा, जैसे लैगिंग स्ट्रैंड पे हो रहा है. लैगिंग स्ट्रैंड पे डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 3 नहीं था, इसके लिए वो छोटे छोटे फ्रैगमेंट में सिंथेसाइज हुआ ना.
सर पर फिर डीएनए का सिंथेसिस कैसे हुआ? मतलब अगर डीएनए पॉलीमरेज 3 नहीं है ऑन द लैगिंग स्ट्रैंड, फिर कैसे सिंथेसिस हुआ?
DNA polymerase 3 सिर्फ catalyze करता है. It just acts as a catalyst. It's not the reason for DNA synthesis. वो सिर्फ वो DNA synthesis जो हो रहा है उसका elongation और continuation में help करेगा.
Okay, ठीक है सर.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yeah.